On a warm August night in 1990, two young lovers drove into a wooded area just outside Houston, Texas, a secluded spot known to locals as Lover's Lane. Peaceful, quiet, dark, but they never came home. By morning, both were dead, brutally murdered, their bodies bound and hidden in the trees. But it wasn't just the horror of the crime that stunned the city. It was what was left behind, a chilling message written in lipstick, a taunt, a warning, or a confession. Over 30 years later, the case remains unsolved, but it's far from forgotten. This is the story of Cheryl Henry, Andy Atkinson, and the haunting case that still whispers through the woods of Texas. This is Whispers of the Unknown. Subscribe for more true crime stories that were never meant to be forgotten. The night they disappeared. Cheryl Henry was 22, a student, waitress, and psychology major. She was kind, bright, and deeply loved by her family. Andy Atkinson, 21, was athletic, working at Gold's Gym, and dreaming of becoming a model. He was quiet, focused, and hopeful for the future. On August 22, 1990, the two went out with Cheryl's sister Shane and a friend. After drinks and laughs at Bayou Mama's bar, they said their goodbyes around 11:30 p.m. Cheryl and Andy then drove to Enclave Parkway, a secluded cul-de-sac near the woods, a known lover's lane. It was the last time anyone saw them alive. The next morning, a security guard on patrol spotted Andy's white Honda Civic abandoned in the cul-de-sac. The doors were open, the keys were in the ignition. Blood stained the passenger seat. Police arrived quickly. Search dogs led investigators 200 yards into the woods. That's where they found Cheryl's body. Face down, her hands tied behind her back with hemp rope. She had been raped. Her throat was slashed multiple times. Nearby, a $20 bill lay untouched in the dirt. Andy was discovered later, tied to a tree with similar rope, his throat deeply cut. His body was slumped, as though he had been forced to sit upright. The scene was savage, brutal, methodical, but not random. This wasn't a robbery. It was a message. Somewhere near the car or scene, reports vary, a message written in red lipstick was discovered. Some say it read, "I will return." Others say it said, "I am sorry." A few insist it was just a symbol. To this day, police refuse to confirm or deny the writing's existence. No official crime scene photos of the message have ever been released. But the legend stuck, and in time, it became the most haunting part of the case. Was it guilt, a calling card, or just a twisted flourish? Detectives interviewed everyone Cheryl and Andy had spoken to that night. No one reported arguments, no enemies, no strange behavior. Evidence collected blood and hair samples, fibers from the rope, partial shoe prints, semen from the rape kit. But no solid leads emerged. The FBI profiled the killer as organized, possibly socially isolated, someone who took pleasure in domination, and who likely stalked the victims. Still, the trail went cold. The media called it the Lover's Lane murders. Houston whispered about the lipstick message, but there was no arrest, no suspect, and no closure. 18 years later, in 2008, the cold case team retested Cheryl's rape kit, this time a hit. It matched a June 1990 sexual assault on an exotic dancer in Houston, just 2 months before Cheryl's murder. She survived. Her description? White male, early 30s, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, clean-shaven, dressed like a security guard, calm, cold, efficient. He blindfolded her, tied her, threatened her, assaulted her, and let her go. Now police knew whoever killed Cheryl was also that man. They drew a composite sketch, released it publicly. DNA tested over 25 suspects. Everyone came back negative. In 2001, long before the DNA hit, HPD received a strange envelope. Inside was a typed note. If you want to know who killed C. Henry and A. Atkinson, it will cost $100,000. Reply in the personal ads of the Houston Chronicle. A cruel joke or real blackmail? Police never paid. The writer never revealed themselves. But it was another chilling reminder that someone out there was still watching. Cheryl's sister Shane blamed herself. She'd seen Cheryl off that night. Let her go. Andy's family disappeared from the spotlight, overcome with grief. A scholarship was started in Cheryl's name for psychology students with promise and heart. But nothing could replace their children or explain why it happened. By 2009, detectives narrowed focus to a man who worked as an unlicensed security guard in multiple Houston clubs during the early 90s. He fit the description. He had access. He had a criminal record, minor offenses, and in 2005, he died by suicide. Police couldn't get DNA. His relatives refused cooperation. His body was cremated. To this day, they can't rule him in or out. Now, investigators are using genealogical tools, tracing distant relatives through public DNA databases. It's the same tech that caught the Golden State Killer in 2018. Here's what they know about the killer. Born 1955 to 1965. White male, likely local to Houston, possibly worked security or night jobs, has family who may unknowingly carry the same genetic markers. If they get just one more close match, it could lead to the killer's name. Over 30 years have passed. The case remains open, but cold. The lipstick message is still debated. Police won't speak on it. Some claim it never existed. Others swear they saw it. Whether true or not, it has become the symbol of the tragedy. A whisper of presence. A stain that never washed away. Cheryl and Andy were two young people in love. In the wrong place, at the wrong time. Their killer is still out there, or buried with secrets. But someone always knows something, and someone always talks. If you remember anything, a rumor, a name, a strange confession, contact the Texas Rangers Cold Case Unit. Because cases like this don't fade, they echo, they whisper, and sometimes that's all it takes. This is Whispers of the Unknown. Subscribe for more true crime stories that were never meant to be forgotten.